Alright, so basically, I had to start this whole thing over again because my audio is not. See, you be doing that. You be doing that, bro. Why? Why you hating on me? Understand? Alright, there we go. See, it's hating on me today. It's because we're trying something different, alright? We're gonna do something different. I really started getting in the whole flow of the thing and I mapped out a whole, you know what I'm saying? I mapped it all out today. The story, I mapped it out. Like, well, ChatGPT wrote the story, but I mapped it out like a lot more than usual. I put like effects into it, I put like a little personal music into it that fits the vibe of what I think it's gonna write. And we're just gonna get it going, alright? We're gonna make it happen. Bobo's gonna tell you a story, yo, bro. So you gotta listen in, cause you don't know where it is going to go. Bobo's gonna press a button, and then ChatGPT will make him something that's gonna make us all giggle and laugh. And we all gonna write squiggles on our path in life. That's right, I don't know where this is going, but I know that we're having fun, so sit back and enjoy. Why? Because I'm about to make some noise with this weird ass prompt in this voice. And I don't know where it's gonna go, but we're gonna have fun doing it, bro. So just kick back with Bobo and the great program tales. Yeah, that's what we're calling it. Alright, what up, what up? It's your boy, boboyamyams here with today's story. Alright, as you can see, we got all this going on up in here. So if you wanted to know what that said, just pause the video and look at it. That was today's prompt. We're going to get right into this story, okay? Once upon a time, in a small town, tucked between rolling hills and sleepy rivers, there was a boy named Max. He was 8, and if you ever looked at him, you'd see his face was glued to a handheld video game, his fingers furiously typing and tapping at the screen, and his face barely illuminated by the outside world. Max's mother, Miss Wilkins, a woman of perpetual grace and patience, could only sigh as she watched her son descend deeper into the digital abyss. "Max, darling, it's time to take a break," she said one afternoon, her voice kind but firm. "We're going to the antique shop. I promise there's more to life than those blinking screens." Max groaned and looked up from his game, his face betraying every bit of reluctance. "Ugh, Mom, I can't leave my squad hanging. I'm about to drop a legendary move." He let out an exaggerated pause, only to glance at the screen again. "Fine, but whatever." At the antique shop, the smell of aged wood, lavender, and dust filled the air, and the wooden floors creaked beneath their feet. Miss Wilkins moved slowly from one artifact to the next, entranced by relics from forgotten eras. Max, however, was much more interested in the bright, glowing screen of his game. He wandered off, his mind set on nothing but his digital adventure. It was in the back of the shop, in a dusty room that seemed entirely out of place, that he stumbled upon the object. A strange, worn, spinning jenny sat in the center of the room, its mechanisms encrusted with time. The wooden machine gleamed faintly in the dim light, as if beckoning him. Max approached. His curiosity piqued. He reached out and turned the crank. He turned the crank. At first, nothing happened, but then the jenny clicked. Clicking faster and faster, a strange, shimmering quilt of threads seemed to weave itself into existence before his eyes. Golden silk, silver strands, and deep indigo fibers twisting together in a spiral vortex. It was mesmerizing. Max felt his body pulled into the vortex as the room around him began to blur. In an instant, everything changed. The world around him grew hazy, the spinning jennies threads twisting into the very fabric of the air itself, and Max found himself standing in an entirely different time. The sky was rich, burnished gold, as though it had never known the pollution of the modern age, and the fields stretched on for miles, alive with the hum of early industry. But there was something strange about it. The air was thick with magic. Max blinked and looked around. A woman, her hair wrapped in a neat bun and dressed in a dusty brown dress with an apron, appeared before him. She looked at him. She looked like she could be from another era, but there was a certain sharpness in her gaze. Her eyes twinkled like stars in a forgotten constellation. "Well, don't just stand there, lad," she said, her voice booming. "Name's Ethel. I'm a spinster, which means I know a thing or two about threads. Not the one you're staring at, mind you. But I'm sure we'll get to that. Come along now, we have work to do." Max blinked. Am I dreaming? This can't be real. "Real as your mother's present for making you leave your games behind," Ethel said with a knowing smile. She looked him over. "And you, young master, are about to embark on something much more important than whatever nonsense you're playing on that portable contraption." Before Max could respond... Hold on, I had two minutes ago. Hold up, sorry. Hold up. Before Max could respond, a voice smooth and dripping with sarcasm interrupted. "Oh, don't mind me," said a voice sharp and witty. "I'm just here to suffer through another adventure." A quill, impossibly alive, floated into view beside Max, tipping its feathered end as though it were bowing. "Call me Quince. Don't ask me why. I'm always a writing tool. If I had it my way, I'd be sitting at a cushy desk drawer with a glass of ink beside me, retired." "Great," Max muttered, glancing at a floating pen. "This is so not what I expected, but fine. What's going on here? Where am I?" Ethel rolled her eyes. "I see we're starting with the questions, huh? You've arrived in a very special place, lad. A place where the very fabric of reality," she waved her hand dramatically, "is held together by threads. Threads woven from the silks of the Silk Road. Not just any silk, mind you. Magic silk. And those of us who understand the craft, we maintain the web." "The web?" Max repeated. "Like the internet?" "Ha! Internet, he says," Quince snorted, dripping with mockery. No, not that silly, pointless thing. This is something much grander. The original World Wide Web, lad. A living network stretching from one corner of the earth to another, maintained by weavers of silk, spinsters like Ethel here, who are responsible for holding the whole world together." Max frowned, his head spinning. Okay, so, how does this even work?" Ethel gave a brisk nod. "This web is a living entity, and it requires care. A single thread left undone can unravel everything. That's why you, young one, have to be extra careful with your actions." "Yeah, especially when you're causing chaos without even trying," Quince added, floating in a circle around Max, sounding suspiciously like a cat who had been forced into a bath. "One wrong move and..." Max tripped. He tripped on a loose stone, and suddenly the world shook. The world shook it shook, all right? Threads of web began to snap and whirl, leaving the air swirling with chaos. The world was swaying with chaos. A strange sound filled the air. Something like a ram's bleat. Max blinked and looked to his right. There, amid the madness, stood a ram with its head stuck inside a beehive. The bees swarmed around the ram's horns as though it were some sort of bizarre rite. "Oi, not again!" Ethel groaned, rushing toward the chaos while Quince quipped, "Well, that's one way to get a head start in life." In the chaos, Max realized his mistake. By tripping on the web, he had disturbed something vital, unraveling parts of it. A strange hum filled the air. And not that hum, this hum. I don't know. I think I lost the original hum. A strange hum filled the air, and the threads of the web grew dim, as if reaching towards something. Ethel quickly reached for a spindle at her side, a magical object crafted from the very fibers of the silk robe. She muttered a chant as the thread twisted back onto itself, repairing the web. But as the thread spun into place, something unexpected happened. The spindle glowed with a mysterious energy. Max watched in awe. As the thread seemed to pulse with life. The energy transferred into a nearby workshop, where a man bent over an intricate piece of wood and metal. Max's eyes widened as he realized this was no ordinary workshop. This was Gutenberg's press. "The thread," Ethel whispered. "It inspired him. The fibers you disturbed must have led to the creation of the printing press." It's a CAF file, it won't... There we go, that's the sound. You probably can't hear that, but I'm making typing sounds. The printing press. Man, it's tough to do everything. "A single ripple in time, and history has been altered." Max watched as Gutenberg crafted the printing press. The threads of the web tangled together in a dance of fate. He had no idea how, but somehow he had set the stage for a revolution in human communication. Before he could take it in, Ethel nodded, signaling to him. "Now, lad, it's time to go. You've caused a bit of a kerfuffle, but the web is restored, and perhaps you've learned something, too." Max was dizzy as the magical threads twisted around him one more time. They twisted around him one more time, pulling him back into the antique shop. The room shimmered and blurred as the quilt vortex dissolved. Back in the shop, Max found himself standing in front of the spinning Jenny once again. He looked around, half expecting something strange to happen. But no, his mother was there, waiting patiently. She raised an eyebrow. "You look different," she said with a knowing smile. Max nodded, a little lost for words. "Yeah, Ma, I guess there's more to the world than just screens. I mean, those old threads of history, they're kind of magical." "That's my boy," Miss Wilkins said, smiling. "Let's go home, shall we?" As they left the antique shop, Max felt something strange, a sense of wonder. A sense of unplugged curiosity. The world, once small and confined, was now much vaster and full of adventure. Maybe, just maybe, there was more to life than pressing buttons. And there we have it. This little story that we put together here of, what is it called? What did ChatGPT name it? The Spindle of Silk. This little drawing is something that I imagined, like, 10 minutes before I set this whole thing up, I did a little thing on my, you know what I'm saying, a little iPad. And I was going to do a time lapse, and it died. My iPad died, but now it's at 100% mocking me. Hope you guys liked it. Yeah, we're going to make this thing go pretty good. I have another episode that I've been planning out with illustrations for every page, and hopefully that's something that we could get popping off. But every bit of music that you hear and every site and all that is stuff from me. If you guys need any work, need any music, art, whatever, just shoot an email at boboyamyams@gmail.com. Please like the video, subscribe if you liked it, and you know, send it to a friend, and hopefully if you're driving somewhere or you're just taking a walk or whatever you're doing, you got some Bobo giving you nightmares in your ears, as the game said.
I bring nightmares to reality.
And with that, I'm out of here. Peace.